kept looking out the window and thinking how much more fun it would be to be outside playing baseball or some other game. I heard him mumble to himself, I didn't have to do arithmetic. Well, I couldn't let him go on feeling that way, so I decided to teach him a different kind of lesson. Without a sound, I made myself appear on his desk. He certainly was surprised. He wanted to know who I was. I told him that my name was Johnny Numbers and that I had magic powers. I could even make numbers disappear. Bob said that if he had that kind of magic, he'd do away with all numbers. I promised to do that for him. He wouldn't see any more numbers all that day. Without disturbing any of the others, we left the classroom. You never saw anyone as happy as Bob was when we got outside school. First, we just walked around a while. It was a wonderful day. Then, Bob saw some boys playing baseball in a field. He suggested that we watch them for a while. I thought that would be fun, too, so we stopped and watched the game. Suddenly, there was an argument about the score. The boys tried to settle it by looking at the scoreboard. That's when I made all the numbers disappear. And the boys couldn't settle their argument. In fact, they decided they couldn't finish the game because a baseball game without keeping score isn't much fun. And you can't keep score without numbers. Bob was disappointed, but I told him that I had to keep my promise of no numbers today. Bob suggested that we look in the window of his favorite store. It was always full of trains and other things he liked. Bob wondered if he had enough money saved to buy a train that was on sale. But I had to make the prices disappear before he could figure it out. Without numbers, of course, you can't show prices. Well, believe me, being without numbers wasn't exactly what Bob thought it would be. We talked about other things that we could do. Bob said that there were many things to play with in his house, so that's where we went. But let me tell you something. I don't think that Bob was having as much fun as he thought he would have. Because Bob kept most of his things in the basement, we went down there first. He suggested that I watch him while he planned a new track for his train. Well, the first thing he thought that he should do would be to find out how much new track he would need. He said he was going to measure to find out. I had to laugh when he said that. I knew that yardsticks needed numbers, and if he wasn't going to have any numbers that day, he couldn't have any yardsticks either. When I made the yardstick disappear, Bob knew that things weren't the way he thought they would be without numbers. He was disappointed. I agreed that numbers helped us a great deal, but I suggested that we try to get along without them for the rest of the day the way we had planned to do. Bob wondered what time it was, but when he looked at the clock to find out, I just had to make the numbers disappear. He thought that a game of shuffleboard would be fun. He asked me if I'd like to play. I said, sure, but can we? We'll need numbers, and today, remember, we're not going to have any numbers. And Bob asked me if there was anything we could do without numbers. I told him that there were many things. But before I could suggest something, he said that he wanted to listen to the radio. And I had to make them go away before I could even find the station he wanted. When that happened, Bob almost became angry. I really believe that he was sorry for making his wish about numbers, but he didn't say so. Instead, he decided to telephone his aunt. His mother was visiting her. He knew that his mother would want to know that he was at home, but he soon found out that even telephoning depends on numbers. things just seemed to go from bad to worse for him. Bob thought that we had better walk over